Join me for my November tour to Perth. Okay, so I've checked in and the place is not as advertised. Like, it is the same space, but the furnishings are all different and far inferior. It's so weird. I feel so uncomfortable here. I don't know what the deal is with Perth accommodation because it is freaking expensive and horrendous. I don't know if I've just had the worst luck, but like, I don't, this cost me nearly $600 a night and it's terrible. I found out when I arrived that the owner lives on that side of that wall. So it's only 7:30, but it's 10:30 in Sydney and I had a 5-hour flight today. So I'm really wrecked. I'm so annoyed at the people outside making noise because in my head I'm like, shut up, it's so late. Why is everyone so noisy? But it's not even 8 o'clock. So I thought I would wake up this morning feeling better and feeling like just having adjusted to this place, but it's actually been the opposite. I'm feeling pretty upset and I'm actually considering going home. I stayed up last night looking up different accommodation that I could potentially move to today, but there's just nothing that's suitable for me to work from that's available on such late notice, which is, it's frustrating because I wish I could just go to a hotel, but I can't because of my stupid squirting. I have to have a laundry. So it definitely feels really, really foolish, really wasteful to just have flown to Perth one day and fly back the next day. If it was an hour and a half flight, it might be a different story. And then, yeah, just absolute waste of money. So I don't know, I'm going to like crunch some numbers and have a think. Like, I have a lot of clients in Perth that I really, really enjoy, and that's why I keep making the trek over here. But the place is not clean. There's like hair everywhere. I feel like things haven't even been dusted down. There's just like dust on the tables and stuff, and the whole place is just such a weird vibe. And so I don't feel comfortable here. I also don't feel comfortable inviting clients into this space who are like spending a lot of money for, a luxury experience, bringing them into this place. But I don't know if I'm just being like a princess. I'm really trying not to, but I'm quite upset and I just don't want to be here anymore. Okay, so I worked out that it will be a loss of at least $3,000 if I leave, plus having to pay back $1,500 worth of deposits. So I'm going to try and stick it out. I guess I'll try and do some cleaning. Yes, I can suck it up and do some cleaning. I just don't want to. Okay, I've made the place as nice as I can. I'm ready for booking number 1, which is 1 hour with somebody I've not met before. He did have a booking on my last Perth tour, but I had to cancel. So I look forward to actually meeting him. So 2 minutes less before that client rang the bell, I found out that an SW in our community has passed away. So that was, I don't want to make it all about me, but that was not a great time for me to find that out. But my client was lovely. I had 2 cancellations for this tour and I was only able to fill one of them, and I'm actually feeling quite grateful for that because I only have 4 bookings today and I'm having a hard time. I am, struggling. I know I'm going to get to see a lot of lovely clients and I'm sure the bookings themselves will be enjoyable, but the in-between time is just proving difficult for me at the moment. This is the reality. So the weather in Perth today is really lovely and it was not lovely at all yesterday. So, maybe things are starting to turn around with this tour. Up next, I have 2 hours with a man who I've seen quite a few times and it's always very lovely. So looking forward to that. Booking number 3 is with somebody I've seen once before, about 2 years ago, and the request was for glasses. Booking number 4 is another hour and a half, and it's with a man that I've seen almost every time I've come here. I'm done for the day. I did 6 hours of bookings today and I've got to get to sleep because I have a massive day tomorrow. Good morning. I'm ready for booking number 5. This one is an hour and a half and it's with a man who I've not met before. I'm ready for booking number 6. It is 1 hour with a man who I think I've only seen once before. I could check, but I think it was only once. And I'm just wearing my random t-shirt because the request was for my knickers and my socks, and he is supplying what I'll be wearing on top. My final booking today is a 7-hour session with someone who I've seen quite a few times, and we always have a really nice time together. I'm probably gonna be pretty tired by the end because it's finishing up at 9 p.m. and that's like that's like midnight on my body clock's time, and I usually wouldn't take bookings so late, but I enjoy him, so I made an exception. I had such a lovely time. I feel so lovely. We had burgers, so I've now finally tried Betty's Burgers, and I think that the vegan one is quite good. It ranks up there. So today I did 9.5 hours of bookings, which is well over my little self-imposed limit of 8 hours. But I did want to break my little rule to be able to see this client for the longer amount of time that he was hoping for. So I'm pleased that I did that, but of course I am tired now. It is definitely bedtime for me because in the morning I've got one quick booking before I go home. Okay, I'm ready for my final booking of the tour, which is a half hour with somebody I've not met before, and then I've got to jump on a plane and go home. It's very unusual. In fact, I don't think I've ever taken a booking the day that I fly out because I don't have time to wash and dry everything. So it means that I have to put wet things wet with bodily fluids in my suitcase or throw them out. So we'll see how that goes. I've got some plastic bags with me, and it's only a half-hour booking, so things shouldn't get too out of control, we hope. And I can chuck my towels if I need to and just throw them in the bin because I have a lot of towels. Fun fact about me. So I packed up all my things and I was about to go, and I had to take my rubbish to the rubbish room. So I ducked out just to do that before leaving, and at that time it was like an hour before I needed to leave, but I was going to go to the airport and have like a nice leisurely brekkie. But I didn't bring the key with me, and I locked myself out of the apartment. Now, every other time I've left and had the key with me, the door hasn't automatically locked. But this time, for some reason, it did, and it's still my fault, right, for not bringing the key with me. But anyway, so then I'm panicking. It took me 17 minutes. I only had my work phone with me, not my personal phone. It took me 17 minutes to log in on a different phone because it wanted to send all the like authentication stuff to my other phone, and then it took 17 minutes. So I finally get in, and then I spent half an hour like calling and texting and sending all these messages trying to say like, please, is there any way you can let me in? So the place had all these like pot plants at the front, and I'm standing there being like, should I just start rifling through the pot plants? Because if I was going to hide a spare key somewhere, that's where I would hide it. And I was like, no, that's so sus. Like that looks so dodgy, and it's not that's not appropriate. Then finally someone got back to me and they were like, one of the neighbours is going to come and let you in. So this woman comes around the corner and she's like, are you locked out? I was like, oh my God, you're my saviour. She goes to the pot plants and starts looking through them. And I'm like, fuck, I should have just done that half an hour ago, because I was just getting like no answer, nothing. I was just panicking. Anyway, I got to the airport with 3 minutes to spare. So there went my leisurely morning, but at least I freaking made it. And I was ranting about this to Holly, and I wasn't going to mention it on the video. And then Holly was like, well, this is the, this is the realities of touring. And even though it's totally my fault, I'm not a victim in this situation, I screwed up. But it's like, this is the realities of touring, because it would have cost me minimum $1,000 to change my flight. And I would have got home super late if I could even get home today, because it's a long flight and they only have a certain amount a day. But anyway, I'm gonna go get on the plane, play my Switch and zone out. I feel like this is the worst part about traveling, which is just like standing around waiting for my bag with the knowledge that I'm gonna have to get in my car in a minute and drive an hour. Like, I'm so close. I've come across the whole country, but I've still got so far to go. It's time for some stats. This was my 57th tour of all time. It was my 9th this year and my 6th ever to Perth. I stayed there for 3 nights. I did 13 hours of travel and 16.5 hours of bookings. This tour came 11th out of all my tours in terms of average revenue and 28th in terms of average profit. Oh, and I did get about a third of my money back for the issues with the accommodation.